Welcome to Moose Plays, everyone. I'm the Liquor Moose, and today we will be going over my Week 9 match for the 8th season of the GPC. This week we are going up against Jayson AKA DyeItTight, coach of the Middletown Mantines. Please go check out Jayson. His link will be in the description below, as well as a link to all the other coaches in the GPC so you can get tons of great draft league content. Now, as far as the history of this match goes, boy, things have changed. So in the interdivisional weeks, from week 5 to 7, our division did not do so hot. Maybe it was just because people didn't update their sheets or whatever, but I did not realize we're basically right in the middle of the playoff race. Currently 3 teams are 3 and 5, which are in positions 4 to 6 in the division. If the third place team wins, which is Evader, if he loses a game that he still hasn't played yet, he is also 3 and 5. And then if Ballistic wins a game he hasn't played yet, then he's also 3 and 5. And then we just have a 5-way tie for third place. What the good thing about that is, I would actually be in that third place spot because I just have a much better differential than all of those teams. So yeah, we are actually right in the middle of this race. And honestly, if I can win out, and pretty much I really only need a Vader to lose out, and maybe Gareth lose one of them would be helpful just for differential purposes, then we could actually make playoffs. So you can bet your ass that I'm going to try my best to try to win this game against Jayson. But the issue is Jayson is also one of those 3 and 5 teams that is confirmed 3 and 5. So he is just as hungry for a win as we are, and he is not going to make it easy. And neither is his team, because his team is pretty scary. So let's go over it right now. His team consists of Tapu Koko, Venusaur, Arcanine, Mandibuzz, Kyurem, Vaporeon, ElScizor, Raichu Alola, Rhydon, Ditto, and Hariyama. His Z users being the Tapu Koko and the Hariyama. So first off, the big threats, in my opinion, are the Tapu Koko and the Raichu, the Koko Raichu core. Strictly because my team does not switch into Electric particularly well. Again, with against Jacques for Raikou, the fact that my ground type is 4 times weak to ice, that Jayson can just put HP Ice on any of his electric types, and then my ground type isn't a check to it anymore. As well, both of his electric types naturally outspeed my ground type, which is, the same thing happened. At the same time, what you would think, just rock polish and you should be good to go. But under terrain, I need to rock polish twice in order to outspeed Raichu under terrain. So that's going to be an issue to try to set up with. Another big thing, what else was the big thing I was worried about? Oh, the Mega Venusaur defensively. My team does not have the best bird spam either. My team does not have the best psychic spam either. So yeah, a little bit of an issue with the Mega Venusaur. I think that thing is going to be an absolute pain in the ass to deal with. But yeah, other than that, I think, don't quote me, those are the big threats. Kyurem, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal just because I have a Registeel. Arcanine, maybe. That's a hard maybe. Rhydon's going to be annoying, and I definitely think the Rhydon's going to be there. Because in case you haven't noticed, I personally don't think Jayson's team switches into Electric all that well either. Especially when his own Tapu Koko is powering up my Electric type attacks. And then the Hariyama can be an issue because I personally don't think my team deals that well with fighting types. But yeah, those are the big threats that I see. Also, I kind of see the Mandibuzz coming. Just because Mandibuzz is actually a pretty decent check to my Landorus. But yeah, so those are the big threats we're going for, or that I can see coming against me. His team's interesting and it's definitely threatening, so let's go over what I am deciding to bring to the table. So first off, we have Megaane. What a surprise. This thing's really good. I'm actually really impressed with Megaane. I know a lot of people think this Mega is underwhelming, but I've really enjoyed using it this season, I'm not going to lie. So this particular set, obviously the speed is here for the Tapu Koko. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, standard moves on it. Hidden Power Water. So, overall, like obviously like this hidden power is for his Rhydon, and you would think like HP Grass could do it, but Jayson's team switches into Grass much better than it does switching into Water, because what I anticipate happening is I could have my Manectric out. Jayson will switch into his Rhydon to stop my electric attack, and then I just HP Water in response, like predicting the switch. And then what I assume Jayson will do is assume it's hidden power Grass, because like first of all, he's not going to switch Vaporeon in onto a Mega Manectric anyways. That's just dumb. Second of all, if he assumes this HP Grass, he might actually double out into Arcanine, to which HP Water is super effective against as well. And I'll be honest, I didn't check the calc, but it's a maybe that HP Water into Thunderbolt kills. I honestly didn't check. I probably should have before this video, but whatever. But yeah, anyways. And then I couldn't think of the last move on here. His team isn't particularly fire weak. Actually, it doesn't have any fire weaknesses at all. Barring the Ditto copies a Grass type or an Ice type or whatever. Yeah, he has no fire weaknesses at all since Mega Venusaur has Thick Fat. So Flamethrower or Overheat wasn't really worth it, so I just figured for the fat stuff, Toxic is going to be good. Like, this is going to be really good to either wear down the Kyurem or, more specifically, the Mandibuzz, even though, again, I don't think Mandibuzz is going to switch in onto a Mega Manectric, but Kyurem could very well switch in on this, so Toxic is definitely going to be helpful to try to whittle that thing down. But yeah, that's Manectric. Next up, we have Whimsicott here. I really couldn't think of, like this is basically here, for the sole purpose of A, being an offensive defogger for the match, and B, if he brings the ElScizor, because he is like to bring lead ElScizor with Final Gambit, so if I see the ElScizor, I am 100% leading with my Whimsicott and clicking Substitute right away, so that way the Final Gambit just kills the ElScizor. Which, I mean, Whimsicott won't get credit for the kill, but that's whatever. U-turn, obvious for momentum. Moonblast, because I think it's just better. I mean, either way, Mega Venusaur has a relatively free switch into this. But yeah, I think his team just has a harder time dealing with Moonblast than it does Giga Drain. Especially when he has like a Hariyama, and a Kyurem and a Mandibuzz, which otherwise would have all gotten a free switch in. Whereas now, it's really only the Mega Venusaur that gets, like, a quote-unquote free switch-in. At least Moonblast still hits neutrally on the Rhydon as opposed to, like, everything else. But yeah, so the speed is here for the Raichu. And yeah, so, again, not too much to say about this Whimsicott set. It was just basically what I needed. But yeah, so let's move on to a very, very experimental Landorus. This Landorus, so you're looking at it and go, like, you're thinking, Brandon, he has a Ditto on his team. Why do you have a Dual Dance Landorus? That's simple, because Ditto actually doesn't do a whole lot to this set. Like, this Landorus set with a Choice Scarf does not do a whole lot to this Landorus set. Basically, if I'm basically planning to set up on the Ditto if he brings it. If he doesn't bring it, I really don't know how this set's going to work. This is a very, like, high-risk, high-reward Landorus. If he does bring the Ditto and he copies this, then obviously he can't click Earth Power because I'm immune. And Sludge Wave also with assuming that his Ditto will be Choice Scarfed or at least, like, non-Life Orb or non-boosted, oh geez, I can't think. Sludge Wave does a maximum of 26% of this, which basically gives me a free Calm Mind. So basically with this set, I am poised to set up on the Ditto with Calm Minds for days. And then I think I actually have a relatively free opportunity to Rock Polish against this team. The only thing is this, without Psychic, this does not deal a whole lot to the Mega Venusaur unboosted. I think at +2, I can 2-hit KO it. Assuming he doesn't click Synthesis or whatever, but yeah. This is a very experimental set, and I'm not sure, like, I knew, I was thinking about it before I started team building, and I knew that, like, if I was to bring setup, it definitely had to be Ditto-proof. I mean, that's obvious. And this is definitely, like, out of all the setup options on my entire team, this is definitely the most Ditto-proof. But yeah, I actually, like, again, if he brings the Ditto, I think the set is going to put in a lot of work, and if he doesn't bring it, I don't know how well it's going to do because while I might be able to find an opportunity to Rock Polish, I don't know if I'll have an opportunity to Calm Mind. And yeah, if I can get some Calm Minds up, then like breaking through the Mandibuzz won't be as difficult as it seems. But yeah, so that's Landorus. I think hopefully it puts in a lot of work, assuming he brings the Ditto. Next up, Mega Venusaur is just too fat. Straight up. Right now, without Psychic here on pretty much any of my Pokemon, I basically forced to bring this. But even look at the rest of his team, like just he also has like Gareth, Jayson also has a lot of fat on his team. Like the Vaporeon, like the Kyurem and the Mandibuzz, and the Arcanine I could see, and the Hariyama. So I think Boom Burst is gonna put a huge dent into Jayson's team. The only problem is the Hariyama can answer back with, it doesn't get Mach Punch, but I mean if I can't kill it with Boom Burst, then CC is definitely gonna knock this out. We have enough speed here, I believe, to outspeed an Adamant Hariyama. Yeah, which in turn outspeeds No Speed. Yeah, that also outspeeds No Speed Venusaur, which was the main reason for this speed. If he brings No Speed Venusaur, I can outspeed that. And then I literally needed Surf because he does have a Rhydon. Like Boom Burst just doesn't do enough, so Surf is here, and then I have Sleep Talk because again I don't even know if I need the third move here. This was just suggested to me by a friend, because like if I have a third move here, then like and somehow I do get put to sleep, like this is the one time I do think Sleep Talk's going to be a thing on X-Cloud, because Mega Venusaur could carry Sleep Powder. But yeah, so if I don't have a third move here, then I am more likely to hit either Boom Burst or Surf. Hopefully Boom Burst. If he didn't have the Rhydon, I honestly probably would just run Boom Burst Sleep Talk this match. But unfortunately he does, and I definitely need Surf for that. Hopefully it doesn't come down to what I roll on Sleep Talk, but I do have this there just in case. Like if this is sleeping, then it's not totally useless. Next up we have Registeel, special sponge for the match, mostly though to deal with the Kyurem, or excuse me, mostly to sponge Kyurem hits, because this resists stab, which means Earth Power isn't going to be doing a terrible amount to us. Maybe boosted. I honestly didn't check. I just know that Earth Power isn't stab, so it's not going to be dealing an extreme amount like Draco or Ice Beam could potentially deal if it was neutral. But yeah, Rocks, because Rocks, Earthquake for his electric types, because this is probably also going to be an okay electric sponge for the match. And then we have Iron Head here, specifically, like, mostly for the Kyurem, but it's okay neutral coverage against this team, barring Arcanine and Vaporeon. Excuse me. And then we have Toxic for, again, the same reasons that we're running Toxic on Mega Man Electric. Mostly for his bulky stuff. If he brings in Rhydon on this, then I'm more inclined to Toxic that than Iron Headed, because with Eviolite, I personally think Rhydon is just a little too bulky, and Toxic is going to wear it down a lot faster than I could with Iron Heads. Especially if he runs like Max HP, Max Attack, although I'm more inclined to believe that if he brings the Rhydon, it's going to be specially defensive to deal with my Mega Man Electric. But still, yeah, I honestly do think that Toxic is here for... I just enjoy the Toxic here. And yeah, again, 20 speed, aggressively speed creeping. I mean, it's the usual stuff for Registeel. Lastly, we I don't know about this. Like, I guess it kind of has to come, because if you notice with my last 5 Pokemon, like, I pretty much have nothing for Raichu under terrain. In terrain, or out of terrain, sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. Out of terrain, I just need 1 Rock Polish with Landorus, and I can outspeed that and Earth Power it. But in terrain, I basically have to keep this alive and use Ice Shard for speed control, because otherwise it's just way too difficult. But yeah, so I need the Ice Shard here to deal with the Raichu if it comes down to it, and then the rest is just the best coverage I could ask for. Other than that, like, I kind of need this to also break Mandibuzz, as that can be an issue, since that's probably going to be walling Landorus for most of the match. Knockoff is just good in general, and then Low Kick is for the Kyurem, and to an extent the Hariyama, because like, I know it seems weird to see Weavile on a team that has Hariyama, but yeah, like, I have to bring this, just, like, if nothing else, for the speed control on the Raichu. The speed, again, is here for the Raichu, as I can't outspeed the ElScizor. The HP is so I can live 4 switch-ins to rocks without taking any prior damage. Yeah, just threw in the leftovers into here, because why not? But yeah, so that's Weavile, and that's the match, that's the team we're bringing. I guess let me know what you guys think. I don't know if I mentioned, but Boomburst, like, the reason this is here is because Boomburst does 2-hit KO Max Speed Venusaur. But yeah, so that's the team. Let me know what you think. And yeah, keep your eye out on the channel for the match that should go live tomorrow. Hopefully we can pull out a win. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.